No, I know.
Okay.
I know.
I guess you've seen them all day.
I'm a ball knower now, man. I'm getting caught up on the Michigan Smash. That's all I gotta know.
I would say the big thing is that, like you said, you play against someone enough times, you start to get their habits, and then they deviate from those habits.
Yeah,
and that throws you off. So it's kind of the layer.
Yeah, that mind
3
game
mix-up.
Right, that mind game can be very, very difficult. For Snake here, Snake versus Ness.
Yeah.
I saw these guys had a matchup earlier, if I'm not mistaken, in duos.
Yes, they did. This is a pretty bad matchup for Snake just because Ness is able to use PK Magnet to heal off of the explosion instead of taking damage. So
that was kind of the thing that put Ness over on the Pikachu earlier. He was doing a lot of healing off of just the little thunder. And that helped him kind of win that match.
For sure. It's definitely, usually you're going to be seeing Snake throw out way more projectiles, but something like this is, in my opinion, really, really interesting because Snake has to play a lot more conservative with them and use them purely to trap.
Right, and he can't spam them because I know that he gets a lot of value off of that spam.
Yeah, because Spectre's going to take it. But the big thing is that instead of it being, oh, I'm going to force you to approach at me, it's more so, I'm going to put grenade here. Now it's a mix-up. Are you going to come and try and eat the grenade and heal off of it? If you do, I can down air you for it and you take even more damage.
Right. And then I know Snake can put once the mines are down, they just kind of disappear after a while, and it's kind of that mind game of having to remember, but very
strong
start.
Yeah, Robbie doing a great job of using the Nikita to take the PK Rocket and forcing him to go early. But Spectre needs to do a bit better job of closing the distance. He's been called out a lot of the time, but not able to take it with the PK Fire back air, but hopefully going to be able to take it. Not able to close it out. Robbie going to air dodge to the stage. Oh, up smash the wrong way. And the dash attack is barely going to take it.
Snake has been able to efficiently utilize that first stock, though.
Yeah, Robbie was able to get the most out of that. Spectre able to heal off of the C4 from Eagle platform, but barely not able to sneak out that kill. Both of them are kind of just going to be going back and forth here, and the up tilt is going to take it. Yeah, that's strong from Rob to start.
That was a very strong showing. A very dominant showing so far for
Very dominant.
He's doing a great job of using his projectiles as trapping tools, as those kind of 50-50s.
Right, and that's kind of the strategy you were talking about earlier, right? He's going to have to be a little bit more mindful, a little bit more conservative, and so far it's been fruitful for him.
Yeah, one thing that's really important here is that because Ness is so floaty, we saw that Rob was able to do Let's Trump back air or Let's Trump with a up smash falling down, which is really hard for Ness to deal with because if Ness Let's Trumps and PK Magnets is anticipating the up smash, he can get back aired and die extremely early. But if he doesn't do anything, obviously that up smash is just going to do a ton of damage and potentially kill him. But this is sort of that slower pace that Spectre likes, is he's able to slow it down, able to not have those grenades come at him all the time. But this is really good from Spectre right now, but Snake is able to just dish out a ton of damage. The down throw, sorry, the up throw, up air doing a quick 40.
Yeah, these first stocks are a lot more hard fought than the first match.
Yeah, Spectre unfortunately just got cheesed in his second stock, and that up air is almost going to take it. That Nair going to be doing a lot of damage, and Nikita coming out, forcing him off with recovery, back air, going to tech it.
Yeah, and Ness a very light character, very easy to knock off, and there you can see that.
Back air is going to take it. What was? Is he light?
He's light.
He's pretty light.
Right?
He's not like the lightest, but he's not heavy at all. Back throw, going to take it.
How do you feel about the kind of the character matchup here, like Ness v Snake?
So it's not good for Snake, but there's a lot of benefits. Snake is extremely heavy, and Ness, being as light as he is, means that up tilt is also going to be killing super early. But you can't do your usual game plan, which is why I've been talking so much about like those 50-50s.
Yeah, and kind of having to be a little bit more mindful about the bombs and everything.
Exactly. But Snake has his own things that he can do to cheese Ness back. We saw in game 1 that Nikita was able to force PK Rocket to go less distance. But overall, I mean, Robbie plays this matchup a ton, and he tends to struggle more against offensive Nesses, which is why he struggles against Echo Fire. Spectre is a lot more defensive, which is why he tends to force awkward interactions against a lot better players. So I would like to see Spectre be a bit more offensive than usual. Which he's doing right now. He's calling out these kind of lazy recoveries. But overall, it's not a great matchup for Snake, in my opinion. But it's not undoable by any means. Especially given how these two play, because Rob is extremely proficient at that close quarters. Unlike a lot of other Snakes who kind of just want people to fall into them. But we're seeing a great job.
Yeah, I find that sometimes whenever you play like a more, because I do know that Snake is fairly, if I'm not
He's one of the better.
Right. I know that when you play like a meta character, kind of like a little bit more with a little bit of a different pace, it can throw people off. You know what I'm saying? Because you're kind of expecting a normal game, like a certain game plan, and then you flip that when it comes to good play.
Yeah, same kind of vein as, Steve, same vein as Samus. These characters that are good at just slowing the game down.
Right. Kind of maintaining a tempo and kind of maintaining that tempo early on is incredibly important.
Exactly. But we're starting to get to the percent now where up tilt will kill for Rob, but back throw is definitely going to kill here for Spectre. And Nikita barely not going to take it. Second one coming out, barely not going to connect.
Yeah, needs to be careful about these bombs there because Ness can heal off of them.
Absolutely. Dash attack, going to send him off stage. Going to see the Nikita come out. Not going to be able to connect the down smash with the C4. Both of them are trying to get their opening right now. We're going to see... Yeah, both of them can die at a moment's notice here. We're seeing Robbie be a bit more liberal with grenades now that even if he heals off of them, he's not going to be healing a significant amount to where he's going to be outside of kill range. But Spectre is unable to close that distance now that Rob is playing way more comfortable in his zone. But he's going to blow the grenade up on himself. That PK Thunder is almost going to take it. And the up air is going to take it for Spectre. Good job recognizing that Rob had to go between the platforms. Otherwise, he was going to come down too slow.
Kind of crazy that Rob is not a Rob main.
It trips some people up, especially when there's another tournament series called Movement, and a lot of times people will look for VODs there, and so people will go, oh, this player versus this player, and they search up Rob, but then you'll get that player versus Ushio, who plays Rob.
I got you.
So
what is the how does the anti-shredding, how does the preparation and stuff for like bigger tournaments kind of look for Smash? Is it just kind of watching VODs and just seeing like what is the vibes like?
Depends on your level. For these guys, it's more so looking at the players themselves.
Give me through different layers of competition, man. What does that look like?
So if you are not great at the game, it's going to look more. Alex, may we switch the? You're okay. You are okay.
he's excited, man. He sees that gameplay. He's like, man, I'm locked in, brother.
Yeah. No, you're all good. But for newer players, it's far more about learning how the matchup works. So learning like, oh, why is Snake? Why is Snake pretty good for Ness? Why? What does Ness do? How do these things work into one another? And then you start to get to a point where you're a pretty good player, but not excellent, and so then it starts to turn into a bit more of the layer 2 of like, okay, I know why this matchup works this way, and I know what makes my character good or bad into this one. And so then it comes a bit more into knowing this is what I can do first, and then this is what I can do if they start to adapt to this specific thing. Good role read by Spectre. And then when you're at a really high level, like these two, because they're PR players in the state, you start to get to the level where it's, especially if you're playing against just players in the state and not like people outside of yours, it far more comes down into, okay, what are some traits that this player loves? So, for instance, Rob is really good at using grenades to recover instead of C4. Because grenade does less damage to Snake. And so overall it's just good in the long run, but it takes a bit more time to set up. And so what you can do is you can start to go, okay, knowing this, how can I...
Because there's going to be specific timings because of it being a little bit longer.
Exactly. And so you can start to go, okay, I know he likes to do this a bit more, so I'm going to cover this. Or how we talked about Spectre being more defensive than Echo Fire, another PR Ness player. We know Spectre's a bit more defensive, and Echo Fire is a bit more mashy and tends to click more buttons in people's faces.
Right.
And so the preparation, what that would look like is basically going, how can I minimize Echo Fire's offense? How can I force Spectre to come into me? Stuff like that. That's sort of what the preparation looks like at that high of a level.
Right.
And Spectre knows that Rob is going to be reverse neutral be there, which is why he's able to get the nair that just won him that game.
Right.
So it's a lot of outside the game stuff, knowing people's tendencies, personalities when it comes to how they play. Exactly.
Like early starts, I know. I mean, it's this is going to be just across like sports and really any esport. But like, you kind of once you play players like you play teams over and over again, you kind of start knowing like what are their
rhythm.
Yeah, their rhythm, how they like to play, but also just like what their mental fortitude is, right? Like when you start getting into these deeper like best of fives, right, that are kind of hard fought, like how sometimes it kind of comes down to just how much can a person just like deal with the stuff that is happening that may not be going their way and still be able to kind of claw through a victory anyway, you know?
Yeah. And Robbie has always kind of struggled with Ness players, which is why it's always interesting seeing these two play, especially because Robbie is generally considered to be the slightly better player.
Right.
Which isn't to say that Spectre's bad at all, of course, but it's really interesting how seeing someone that's been top 5 in the state for a very long time can sometimes be put into these bad situations and what they do to adapt to that. So it's always, like you said, it's you play someone enough times, you get their tendencies, especially when they're on your own team, the downward angle left tilt is going to take it for Spectre. But it's always fascinating stuff, seeing the interplay of not just the characters, but the players themselves. And the down tilts are going to do 40% onto Rob there. And it's just this kind of stuff that Rob struggles with, of basically Spectre going, cool, I have a full stock lead, I'm not pressured overly. I'm just going to hold on to this. I'm going to play patiently. I'm going
to wait for you to kind of make a mistake.
Yeah.
Play a little bit more to my tempo versus, let you just kind of do your Ness things.
Exactly. And so this is why Spectre is one of my favorite PR players to watch, is because he plays simultaneously so defensive, but also understanding of the opponent's character.
Super ignorant question. What is PR?
Power rankings.
Oh, power ranking. Okay.
Yeah. So like being 15th on the Michigan PR means you're
15th best player.
For that season, basically.
Yeah, gotcha.
Seasons typically last a quarter of the year, right?
Quarter of the year?
Yeah, usually quarter of the year, depending on the region. For statewide stuff, it is usually quarters. But we're seeing Robbie, even though Spectre's playing so defensive and hard to get, he's able to live for so long. And even though they're both at their last stock, Robbie took that all the way back from a full stock deficit and looked them all the way back. But yeah, PR basically just means if you're one on PR, that means that you were the best player in the state. That's
okay. Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay.
But we're seeing Rob right now just start to rack on the damage. That Nair going to do a quick 20%. The forward air going to call out the air dodge. The back air from Spectre going to put him off stage, and the up air not going to break. The down air not going to send off the top.
This game if he wants to close it out right now.
Great recognition from Spectre. He avoids the left trump. The up air is barely not going to take it. Going all the way into the blast zone now. Being sent back up there.
Thunder
and
off.
Thunder is going to take it for Spectre, winning 3-1. Excellent drop from Spectre. Sending Robbie out at, what is that, 5th? 5th.